Basement Politics with Freddie Vasquez. Special guest, Ethan Chase.
Will be long, right?
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Freddie Vasquez, Basement Politics. Quick little just recap of yesterday's episode. And also, I do want to just talk about this week's coming episodes. I got a couple coming up, so I wanted to go over it. I brought on a special guest, my main man, 50 Grand. Tell him who you are.
Ethan.
I can't hear you.
Ethan.
Louder.
Ethan.
Ethan Chase. That's right. This is my son, 5-year-old Ethan Chase. How you feeling today, Ethan?
Good.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, I just wanted to do a quick recap of yesterday's episode. Yesterday's episode of Basement Politics Unfiltered, episode 3, the Yonkers IDA and the IDA Act of 1969. It was a part 1. I did a quick brief, just giving an idea of what the Yonkers IDA was, what do they do, what the purpose was, and you know how they are supposed to be operating, who are the people that are involved with the Yonkers IDA. So this coming Saturday at 8, I will be doing the part 2. We'll be getting a little bit more specific. We'll talk about specific projects in which the Yonkers IDA assisted in some form or fashion, either through the real property tax exemptions or sales and use tax exemptions, or mortgage recording exemptions, or any other benefits that they received, why they received them, who was involved in that, and how did it benefit the community, right? How did it benefit the residents of Yonkers? Because the purpose of the IDA, and specifically the Yonkers IDA, is to provide assistance to projects that will bring economic prosperity, right? So we can prevent unemployment, prevent deterioration of the community around us, economic deterioration, dilapidating of buildings, and stuff that we've seen for a while. So, the developments are bringing, a lot of positive things to the community, to Yonkers. Definitely they are, but they're also bringing some, problems for many of the residents in terms of, high rents and the cost of living, and the lack of affordable housing, and overcrowding, traffic, people having to be displaced now as they develop the area, the downtown waterfront southwest area of Yonkers, which once was, and kind of still is, but it's definitely improving a lot, was not so much a desired area. So therefore rents were rather low, and people who didn't make that much money, people who were considered low income or even affordable, or qualify for affordable housing, gravitated towards that side because of the rents. So now as the developments come in, and they're starting to put these new residential buildings, many of the buildings or residential rentals that are there now, that have been there, are being renovated. The rents are going up, and people are just having trouble paying the rents there, and now having to move now. And and many comments that I've seen from people who are lived in the area at one point, saying that they've actually moved all the way out of state. So people are just leaving Yonkers, leaving the state of New York altogether because of the housing issue. So, anyway, so on Saturday, part 2 of the Yonkers IDA episode 3, Basement Politics Unfiltered. Again, I'll talk about specific projects that were done and where the Yonkers IDA assisted in helping these projects come to fruition. So also, I do want to announce that on Sunday at 8 o'clock, I will be having James Nolan, Republican candidate for Westchester County Legislator, District 15. He will be joining me on the show again. Second time he'll be coming on. I look forward to that. He's been very busy. He's been out there. I see his signs. I see the vehicles with the signs posted all over them. Actually, I saw one today by Tuckahoe over there by the Dunkin' Donuts and the two gas stations there. Saw the van there. Awesome. So yeah, he's definitely working. He's been very busy and he's done a lot of stuff already. He's already worked on legislation, helping move things specifically with the noise ordinance, with the cars and the drag racing, and some other things there. And he also has the Michael Nolan Foundation that he is also, doing a lot of great things with. So we'll talk about that. Very positive stuff. The guy's a busy man and he's very passionate about what he's doing. So I look forward to speaking to him. So Ethan, you okay?
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I'm good.
You're good? Okay, tell him a little bit. How you feeling?
I'm good.
Yeah? How was your day?
Good.
Good. Ethan wanted to join me a little, on the show. He actually wants to be a YouTuber one day, right? Tell him, what do you want to do?
Make videos about me in GTA.
And wait a minute, GTA? You don't play GTA? I thought it was Roblox.
Roblox and GTA.
Roblox and GTA. Cool, awesome. So my wife just came home, so I think he's eager to go. You want to go join mom? All right, so say bye to everyone.
Bye.
All right, take care, Ethan. Thank you for joining me, buddy.
Love you, Dad.
I love you too. I love spending time with the kids and doing a lot of different things with them. Today we had Columbus Day, right? We're off, so spent the day with the family. Happy Columbus Day to all, and specifically to the Italian community. Yonkers, New York, as many know, has a large Italian community. I have a lot of Italian American friends, and I want to say happy Columbus Day to you all. Hope you're enjoying yourself, eating very good. I saw that the Impact had the event at the Sons of Italy over there. I believe it was Midland or McLean. I'm sorry, not sure the address, but the event looked very nice. I saw it on Facebook. They looked like they had a lot of great food, and that's one of the things I love about Italian culture. The food is incredible, probably my favorite. And so if you ever again, want to take me out to eat or something, or you want to go with, chat it up, don't just pick a Spanish spot. I love Spanish food also, but I love Italian food, so it's one of my favorite things about the Italian culture. But also they're a lot like the Hispanic cultures, big family, lots of passion, love, and very loud, and and we'll let you know how we feel. Shout out to you guys. Happy Columbus Day. I also wanted to mention, going back to the affordable housing ordinance, tomorrow at the Yonkers City Council meeting, they will be discussing the affordable housing ordinance. Once again, it will be brought up for vote. Will it change or will it remain the same? Yeah, you can see the agenda for the City Council meeting tomorrow. Item number 1, special ordinance authorizing acceptance of, I'm sorry, not number 1. Where is it at? Let me look here. Hope I got the right one. Yes, October 12th. So, well, anyway, tomorrow they will be voting on. Actually, here we go. Yeah, item number 1, general ordinance amending article. Somebody tell me what number that's not good with the Roman numerals of chapter 43 of the Code of the City of Yonkers entitled Affordable Housing. Will it change? I know some of the city council members recently changed their votes. They at one point were voting for 20%, and now they're voting against the 20%. Mike Spano's completely against 20%. And, but some are urging for at least some change, maybe 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm guessing there may be some changes, anywhere between 12 and 15%. But here's my thought. Even if they were to bring it up to 20%, I don't think it would make much difference. I mean, we're talking a difference of what? If it's 80 unit building instead of 8 units, right? They'll have 16 units, which is, it's good, it's doubling, but there's still such a huge need for affordable housing that the true answer would be to shift the focus completely, not completely, but some of the focus, at least a lot of the focus, away from just the developments, the market rate developments, and start to focus a bit more heavily on affordable housing developments. And yes, they recently had one completed up on Elm Street and Walnut, and I believe that was through West Hab. So they that was about 40 units, maybe a 60 unit building. I'm not sure. Um, but again, there's some confusing things there because that's affordable housing. It's in the No Down Hill section, which is an area that is predominantly low income housing. And so it's, are they just, avoiding the adding the additional affordable housing units to the market rate developments going along the waterfront and opting out using the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, in which is a loophole in which developers can bypass adding affordable housing units to their developments and instead put money into a fund where they can then build affordable housing developments at a later time somewhere else, which is what they did here at the Elm Street and Walnut. And it just seems like it's a way of segregating, affordable housing and low income housing away from the waterfront. At least if you were to cut a piece of land there by the waterfront to build a completely all affordable housing development right along the water, that'd be nice. That'd be awesome. And you need to do just more than one. And again, I mentioned one of the new developments that's going to be going up in Buena Vista or on Buena Vista there, which will be 412 units. 412 units. It's a $181 million project on Buena Vista. That place is going to be super crowded, super crowded. People are going to have to use, all kinds of different ways to get out of that area besides just the train. I don't know, the cars, maybe have to get, what do you call it? Drones, flying off the rooftop to these things now. It's going to be very crowded. It's already very crowded. And imagine another development that's going to have 412 units. All right. So, I would like to see some more maybe affordable housing developments going up, and not just in a particular area, and not just in the area that we've been hearing a lot about because of shootings recently, right? I mean, it's not cool. It's not fair that that there is already a lack of affordable housing, and the ones that they are of becoming available are in an area that's not so desired. Right? Affordable housing, if you look at the range of income for people who may qualify for affordable housing, goes up to $100,000. There was a point in time when $100,000 was, wow, you're making a lot of money. Now you can qualify for affordable housing if you're making $100,000, right? And again, there needs to be more done than just increasing the ordinance. And I'm not criticizing. I'm saying that's definitely something that's uh, will help, right? But it's a drop in the bucket, considering the huge need and the demand for affordable housing here in Yonkers. And that's according to Westchester County, a study done by the county in which it stated that over 50% of those living in apartments rentals can't afford to live there. And any given moment, they can be out on the street because they're barely paying, they're barely able to afford that. So, there needs to be not just affordable housing, but also housing in general, as we see the homeless population increasing day by day, it seems, here in the city of Yonkers. And again, this is not to criticize anyone, but just to make it's an observation and just to bring awareness to the problem and just to find some solutions. And right, I'm not the person, and many people that are talking about it don't have the ability or to make the changes because we are not the ones voting, right? As I heard mentioned today earlier in a discussion about the affordable housing. But discussing it and hopefully getting the conversation going and having more voices heard, we can make some change. But also we can have some ideas brought forth, right? Aside from maybe the ones that have already just been put out there. But again, increasing the affordable housing from 10% to 20% even is just a drop in the bucket, and it's not going to do a whole lot to improve the situation in terms of adding more affordable housing, or making more affordable housing available to those that need it. So I think there needs to be, that's just one part of the strategy. There needs to be also, additional, strategies or additional things that need to be done. And one of the things I think is focusing on building more affordable housing developments and building 300, 400 unit affordable housing, and not just in areas that are not so desired or that have the highest crime rate in the entire city. Again, affordable housing, does it, mean, people should get crap or whatever, or be put in a certain area that's just, they work hardworking people, have families, have kids, and they want to be able to, live in an area that's safe, that they can walk with their kids, go outside, not worry about a stray bullet, hitting them, God forbid. So again, that needs to be looked at. We need to add more developments, more buildings, and not just in, again, in specific areas, right? We don't want to get to segregating people by class, right? Affordable housing, low income, and then you have market rate all along the water. And then what? One day you're going to make that area private. They're already charging to go into the marina, right? Will they be charging down to go down to the pier at some point? I think at some point that's going to be the thing. So we also have to think about what does it mean to the overall economy and the cost of living here in the city of Yonkers as these developments continue to get developed. If you bring in more people into the city of Yonkers, the demand is going to increase. When you increase demand, you increase the cost, right? So as they beautify the downtown area, and more people are wanting to come to live there, more people that have higher levels of income, who can afford to pay 3 and 4 thousand. What do you think the businesses around there are going to do? They're going to start to cater to the folks coming in with higher purchasing power, right? They have higher disposable income, so they can afford to pay more. So then what's going to happen to the properties around there? They're going to go up also in rent. They're going to renovate them. They're going to want to attract that business as well. And they say, hey, look, I can renovate this apartment, or for another 10 grand, and then I can get another $1,000, maybe $1,500 a month, right? They'll make their money back in the first year, and then it's more profit for them. So you have to also, people have to understand also that these developments coming in are creating, an increase in the cost of living overall for everyone, as rents are going to go up just because of the demand, just because more people coming in, just because those who have rental properties in the area around the developments are going to want to somewhat compete for that business as well, right? And it's ultimately going to have to reflect the new buildings that are in the area. You can't have a dilapidated to property right there, and you're charging low rent. You're going to end up fixing it, or someone's going to come by, which is what's happening. A lot of the homes in that area in Buena Vista, are getting bought up or have been bought up already, and they're overpaying. I have a friend who, was telling me a story the other day about how a gentleman walked up his driveway unannounced, uninvited, walked up the driveway, looked around, and said, I want to buy this house today. I'll give you twice what the market rate is, what it's worth right now. He was willing to pay double right there. I told him, hold on to it. If he's not going to give you $5 million, don't sell. So, but that's just what's going on around here. People are going up to homeowners and say, hey, I'll give you double. I want your house. Why would they pay double what the home is worth now? Think about that. That the home is going to be worth probably 3-4 times that in the next 12 months, right? Although they are predicting that homes prices are going to be going down, and they may have already started, but that's not going to be the case everywhere. Right. And then we may see some drop in home prices, but eventually we're going to see that go up. It's going to go up higher than it was, or it is now, even though it may go down some. So, right, it's like one step backwards, 2 steps up. So we'll expect to see that. And so understand that's what's causing a lot of these rents to go up as well. Right. So we got investors coming from all over, out of the country, not just out of state, or out of Yonkers, but from all over, buying up the real estate here, buying up and willing to pay double the price because they know that they're going to make their money. A lot of these guys are parking their money. They're parking cash. intangible assets, real hard assets, that they can, at some point liquidate when, they need to get the cash, and they've got some appreciation on the property, right? The value of a dollar is decreasing every day. The American dollar is weakening. So buying these properties it's a way to hedge against losses, against the devaluing of the dollar, as the property will appreciate. So that's what they're doing. They're parking money, and they're causing prices of the not only of rent to go up, but the prices of homes. So I hear a lot of the elected officials talking about pathways to home ownership, right? Well, it's becoming more difficult to purchase a home, even for those who are at that point. I mean, the cost of homes are going up. They're ridiculously inflated. And as these developments come in, as investors come in and they buy up these homes and are willing to pay, again, double the price, what do you think that's going to do to the overall prices of all the homes? If this guy just sold his house to some guy who walked up his driveway for twice what the home was worth, now you got a comp in the area that's going to say, hey, look, I can get even more than I thought I could for my home. And now people are going to be asking ridiculous prices, right? So pathway to home ownership, we got people who are barely, scraping in, just trying to get a home. And you have these pathway or you have these increases in the cost of homes because of people with boatload of money willing to buy the home at twice the market rate. So those are factors that you have to also consider when we're talking about the affordable housing and the availability of affordable housing and the cost of living here and the prices of rents. We have to definitely consider that stuff. Erwin, I thought your show was every Sunday night. No, it is. I just came on because I just wanted to kind of announce the shows that are coming up on Sunday and Saturday. I do, and sometimes I do shows on Thursdays. Just depends, what's going on. But I also wanted to mention the city council meeting tomorrow, where they will be, discussing on the ordinance. So I wanted to mention that because it is tomorrow. I wanted to show the agenda there. So I heard Miss Skipper over here talking to Yonkers, or talking on, I should say, on the Yonkers voice earlier today. So I definitely wanted to just announce that. So yes, but no, you're correct. Yeah. Everyone deserves safe, quality, affordable housing. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. Definitely. And that's where I make the point that, pushing affordable housing to one particular area, specifically an area that, has been in the news a lot lately for crime, gun violence, specifically, it's not cool, it's not fair. And I think that just because you are someone who needs to, qualify for affordable housing doesn't mean you have to be put in or be limited to an area of town, restricted to a specific area of town. Why don't they make affordable housing developments, all affordable housing, right on the Hudson, right there on the river, just like the other developments? Any land for sale? Maybe I'll look into it. I know some guys, I have some friends who are interested in doing some affordable housing development. Any land for sale along the river? That's the plan. Force everyone who can't afford it out. Now, you said can't. I'm assuming you mean can't afford it. Yes, exactly. Gentrification, right? We gentrify the area by bringing in these developments, increasing the rents, and and then bringing in a demographic that has higher income levels, ultimately forcing those who were there out because they can no longer afford it. They can no longer afford it. I was just talking to a gentleman today, actually, who has an apartment, a nice area off Central Avenue, and he's receiving assistance for the rent through a program. And the program is for. They told him it's for single people, so he has a one bedroom. However, he recently took in his son, who's in high school, who's just starting high school, and they said, listen, yeah, you can, if you take in your son and you have him come live with you, then we will put you at the front of the line to get this program, this benefit. So he did that and he got it, but now he needs a two-bedroom. So he went back to them and said, listen, is it possible to get a two-bedroom? I know my limit is X amount of dollars, but I can get a two-bedroom for $200 more in the same complex, where I live now. That way I can have a bedroom and my son can have his own bedroom, right? And they told him, no, they can't do that. So I don't understand if they, put him to the front of the line because he was taking in his son to live with him, right? That helped him get the program. Why are they not able to give him, or help him get a 2-bedroom? I mean, and he's even willing to pay the additional $200, right? And and I get it. They may say, well, we can't take that chance if then you can't pay the 200, but even still, it's only a $200 difference. And guess what's happening? He has his son with him. A son is with his father, right? He's watching his son. He's there for his son, making sure he's doing the right thing in school just recently, or will be joining the basketball team. The kid has some basketball skills. The coach saw it. And so this kid is on the right track. So, and this is something that I've mentioned before. The things, have a lot of effects. You affect this gentleman, you can't help him out, or, other people in a situation like this. So then their kids are affected, right? So, if he has to go somewhere else or something happens and he's, in an environment now that's not conducive for the success of his son, which is why he moved to this area, even though it's a 1-bedroom, things could go wrong. Things could go left, God forbid. But it seems like he's on the right track, and that's great. And I just think that, these programs and these services and agencies really have to look at all the aspects or the details of a situation, right? And look at all the outcomes and really look to help people, such as this gentleman who's doing the right thing by taking in his son and being there. That's a good father. It's not so much about money. Money doesn't make you a good dad. It's the quality time that you spend and what you do, as a father, as a mother, that dictates what kind of parent you are. So, we have to make sure that these programs, agencies, and we're looking at these stuff, looking at these things, I should say. And also programs. We need programs and resources for the people in the community. I mean, look, if you're going to bring in these developments and they're going to charge $3,000-$4,000, you want the kids from that community to one day afford to live in there. By the time they're going to be looking for apartments, they'll be $5,000 and $6,000. So how do we get them to a position where they can earn this money, right? And they're not needing or requiring to qualify for low income or affordable housing because they have developed skills and learned, and achieved a level of success where they can, afford to pay for these ridiculously high prices, right? So there's a lot of different factors. It's very complex, but I just wanted to come on just to talk about, just to kind of talk a little bit about that and just let everyone know tomorrow, the Yonkers City Council meeting, they will be discussing the affordable housing ordinance. Will it remain at 10%? Will it increase? I believe it will. I don't think it's going to go to 20. I doubt that, but we'll see. We'll see. But again, even if it did, I still think that that's just a drop in the bucket, and there needs to be more done in order to provide more affordable housing. It's just a huge need. So again, tomorrow, check that out. Go on the Yonkers City government page. See the time, I believe 7 o'clock. They're going to be meeting. So anyway, and again, don't forget Sunday at 8 o'clock. At 8, I will have James Nolan, Republican candidate for Westchester County Legislature, District 15. He will be running against Ruth Walters, Democrat challenger, Ruth Walters. I also will be coming out with part two of Basement Politics Unfiltered, episode 3, the Yonkers IDA and the IDA Act of 1969. And we'll talk about specific developments, projects that have gone up, the benefits that they've received, all the details, and how, more importantly and more specifically, how did it benefit the city? We'll talk about that. Thank you for joining me real quick. Thank you guys for your comments. I appreciate everyone. Basement Politics. Back to work tomorrow. Back to school, kids. Enjoy your rest of the evening, and I will see you toward the end of the week. Take care.
watching Basement Politics while my dad Freyo Vasquez.